Welcome back to Strength for Today for August 17th. God meant it for good. Let's look at Genesis 50, verse 20. Genesis is the first book of the Bible. It's in the Old Testament. And chapter 50, verse 20 says, "But Joseph said to them, 'Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives.'" God meant it for good. When chess masters play, they sometimes take a long time between moves. Why? In part because they are planning 3, 4, 5, or more moves ahead. One might question why a master makes a particular move until he sees, later in the game, how that move set in motion a series of events that resulted in a win. For example, God allowed a teenage Joseph to boast self-centeredly. He then allowed Joseph's brothers to sell him into slavery in Egypt. He allowed Joseph to be falsely accused and imprisoned. He then allowed a Hebrew to become second in command of a pagan nation. Why? To prepare a safe harbor for Jacob's family during a time of famine in Canaan. God even allowed Jacob's family to be enslaved in Egypt so they could grow into a nation-sized body. God's chosen people. God was working many moves ahead in order to create a people for himself. If you don't understand one of God's moves in your life, be patient while you pray and wait for the purpose to be revealed. I love the story of Joseph. I mean, he went through so many hard times and being falsely accused and then put in prison. And first of all, his brothers sold him. I mean, what kind of family is that? So anyway, next time you're in a hard time, just remember, it is kind of like a chess game, and God is up there as the master player, and he is moving us around different ways, different places, and different times. And sometimes we think the time is going too slow, and sometimes we don't like the place, and sometimes we don't like the situation or the people that he has moved us into, but it's all part of his plan. When we're in those hard times, we learn a lot, don't we? We learn a lot in stressful and painful times. So I hope today, my friend, no matter where you are, just remember, God is moving us around and preparing the way. And that lemon in your life right now might just be something that you can turn into lemonade later on in life and serve many people. So be patient and wait on God, because God has meant it for good. Believe that, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Yes, they will come back. You can order your own copy of Strength for Today by Dr. David Jeremiah by going to davidjeremiah.org or calling Turning Point at 877-998-0222. And I would like to answer any question you may have about faith in Jesus. Just email me through my website, nancyjoytoyou.com. I hope you lean on God's strength and have a fantabulous day.